As I walk toward the Divine Hima restaurant in Dharamshala, I want to tell you a story because this place isn't just a restaurant, it's a life. The standalone restaurant and boutique hotel are so infused with the owner's personality and love of good food that you just don't come here once, you come back again and again for a meal, for a stay, or simply to slow down. And frankly, it's one of my favorite places to eat while I'm here. Divine Hima sits near the Norbalinga Cultural Institute, and even the walk to the building feels intentional. You arrive already calmer. The owner, Sanjay, was a geologist by training and always an outdoors kid. That life and nature is deeply woven into this place. For 25 years, geology took him into the wilderness for months at a time. Evenings ended around a fire, cooking whatever was possible, improvising, experimenting, and learning. And when those worn out boots were finally hung up, all of that experience, every fire, every meal, every landscape, found its way here to Divine Hima. The menu is audacious by design, years in the making, always evolving, never quite finished. Everything cooked from scratch. So, yes, your food may take a little longer, but that's part of the deal. And while you wait, wander around, go to the terrace, visit the library, look at the photographs, read the
Behind
poetry,
this, because it's, to
breathe
me,
in
it's
the
not only
Divine
in the
Hima.
aesthetics, it's in the cuisine. There's a lot of personality.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's a long story, but I will, mm, make it brief. I've been an outdoors guy since childhood, I mean, uh, walking through forests and camping and living in tents, and that's how I took my profession, as a geologist. And being a geologist made me so close with nature, to live so close to nature, uh, living in wilderness, camping, trekking, most of the year.
Okay.
6 7 months in a year, I used to be in the wilderness doing geology. And apart from doing geology, then photography happened, and then in isolation, you have cooking is a very good thing, with whatever you can lay your hands on. I mean, you don't have much stuff to cook with, but whatever you, and that led to the art of preserving things.
Oh, all the pickling that
yeah,
you
so
do.
pickling came from
Okay.
there, and then I made it a habit of whatever I cook. There's a pencil stuck behind my ear, so and a small notebook hanging around my neck, and I used to scribble everything, every little step what I'm doing right now, lest I forget it tomorrow. I mean, so
I understand that.
yeah, and and then that notebooks filled up, and then there was so much of photography, so much of my rock collection, so much of my driftwood, and this all kept gathering for 25 years. And then I decided, that if I don't do anything about it now, uh, it's going to rot. And as it is, it was gathering cobwebs in a couple of rooms in my house, and then I decided, if I have to do something with it, I have to do something very seriously. I have to quit my job, and I have to bring everything under one roof for to preserve it for prosperity. So that's how this idea came up, to make a small. Initially, it came up to build a small inn kind of a thing,
Okay.
and I fancied myself as the innkeeper. and 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 it and this turned out to be like a very organic, very evolving,
Yeah.
yeah, it's you can't see it, but I can see it shifting and moving
It almost has a life of its own.
Yeah, so it's always, it's always speaking to me
Yes, yes.
in a language which I understand, and I'm sure people like you also have some, some tacit dialogue
Yeah. I think the place,
with this environment inside
Mm-hmm,
this place.
mm-hmm.
I think the place speaks to you. I mean, it is your life's work, and as well as every corner you turn, there is something which attracts and
You know,
speaks to you.
I
And that's what I love the place.
I'm in the belief that that all these rocks and pieces of wood and everything which is in here is is from so many varied places from all over the world,
Yes,
and each little thing is linked to me with a memory,
right,
Mm-hmm.
right?
right.
And then that the whole thing creates some kind of a vibration.
Yeah, living being.
Yeah, it creates some kind of a vibration which apart from me, people like you feel.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how long has Divine Hima been open,
Uh,
evolving?
that's a very common question, and I've got a very favorite answer to that.
Uh-huh.
So it took me about 5 years to get this building up,
Uh-huh.
and it's taken me a lifetime to fill it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And it'll take you a lifetime to fill it up.
Of whatever is left, of course.
Yeah.
So, and people ask me, it's so personalized. It's so, what's going to happen when you just kick the bucket?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a legitimate question.
Yeah, it's a legitimate question. I said then, I will be the uh, resident, resident in spirit.
I think, from our perspective, we, all our friends and everybody who has come, our kids who have come, and they all rave about your place, that this is a very unique place as a
But
restaurant.
it's the food
Food
as well. I mean, you can have a great place filled with personality, but the food isn't good. Meh.
I know. Food is the cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that has to be in the right place.
So what's your philosophy behind the kitchen?
Pardon?
What is your philosophy about what you serve here and how it's served?
Every recipe that that is in the kitchen has been written by me,
Oh.
and the way to prepare it, I have two chefs and a kitchen help, and I've taught them from scratch how to. They had their own versions of making something, but
You had to train them.
I took a lot of help from my old notebooks that were
Uh-huh.
hung around my neck in those days. So,
And what inspires you? What inspires you?
what nature.
Nature. I could,
Na-
yeah, I could hear that.
Yeah, even if I'm walking in the forest and I see a rotten piece of wood, I know exactly what I'm going to do with it and where it's going.
Wow.
So and it's mundane. People will just walk past it. They won't even look at it. But it's kind of that law of cube.
Yes.
If you place a cube in the center of a table and sit four people around it, everyone will have a different angle to look at it. Perspective. I mean, so my perspective is maybe a little weird or something. I mean,
Okay.
but that it's mine. It's very personal.
Yeah.
And in my heart, I'm convinced that if I turn the cube around and tell you, hey, look at the angle from which I saw it, you're gonna appreciate that.
I understand.
So that's how all these perspective, all these things are are put here in my perspective, which you are looking at.
Yes.
Had this piece of wood been lying on the road outside, it wouldn't have meant anything.